Shalom Chaverim, and welcome to the film premiere of our new short film, which is called Finding Father. Very big welcome to you wherever you're watching this live stream premiere. It's great to have you with us. We're obviously not doing a full screening in a cinema or in a church or in an event room or anything due to Corona, but we did think at least we can premiere this short film on YouTube. So it's great to have you with us wherever you're watching this in the world. I know that we're going to have people joining us from different countries. So greetings to you all from Berlin. Great that you can be here. For those of you who don't know Jews for Jesus, let me just give a brief introduction. Jews for Jesus, it basically does exactly what it says on the tin. We are Jewish people who are for Jesus, who believe in Jesus. Whatever you want to call us, Jewish Christians, Messianic Jews, Hebrew Christians, as we used to be called. The main important thing is that we're Jewish and that we love the Messiah Jesus because he's transformed our lives. And we exist to give this message onto our Jewish people, that the Jewish Messiah has come, the one who was prophesied and foretold throughout all of the Torah and the Tanakh, the Old Testament, and that it's Jesus. And we do this in a number of different ways. And one of these ways is, of course, through media. And here in Berlin, we are very, very excited about the possibilities of reaching people with this wonderful message through the media, through social media, like YouTube, like videos. So we decided a while ago now to put together a short film based on a story. And why a story? Well, if you think about it, any kind of a film or a book or a play, they're all based on stories. And stories really speak to our heart. Intellectual arguments, of course, speak to our head and they're important. But ultimately, if we want to feel something, sometimes the best medium is a story. And of course, Hollywood knows that. And that's why they're churning out these big blockbusters, because they're very good money makers. But why are stories so popular? Well, they're popular because we can empathize with the main characters. We can see ourselves in them and we can put ourselves in their position. And sometimes we can think, we look at a story or look at a film and think, that's exactly how I'm feeling at the moment. That's exactly who I am. And so, obviously, as a result, we identify with the characters in the story. And throughout the centuries, stories have been used as a way to convey a very powerful message. And that's what Jesus was doing with his parables, using stories to convey biblical truths about God. And that's what we wanted to do with this. And so what we did is we took a story by our European ambassador, Avi Snyder, who has over 40 years of experience sharing the good news of Jesus with Jewish people. We took one of his stories and we set it as a film, as a short film, and made it into Finding Father. And the story is about a young woman who's looking for her father, but she doesn't know how to find him. And obviously, in a few moments when we premiere the film, you'll be able to see what's going on. You'll be able to see how she actually does manage to find her father. So we're really, really grateful to be able to produce this short film. We did it in partnership with some organizations and with people from organizations. You'll see that in the credits. You'll see the extras appearing throughout the film. And so I want to say on behalf of Jews for Jesus Germany, thank you so much to everyone who helped out. No matter what way you helped out, we're so, so grateful for you. So thank you for doing that. As I mentioned, we filmed this a while ago, so since then we've learned from it, we've learned new techniques, we've got better equipment, and so we're looking forward now with this film studio that we're building in our office in Berlin to produce even better films, higher quality and better written films. So if you're excited, then please stay tuned, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Whether you watch us on a regular basis or not, hitting the subscribe button really helps us, because if we reach 1,000 subscribers, we get special privileges on YouTube, which allow us to share the gospel with even more people. So please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It would do us a world of good. Finally, one point before we get to watching Finding Father. You might notice that this live stream, and therefore Finding Father itself, will be in a lower resolution. And that's because YouTube at the moment is limiting the amount of resolution because of Corona. Of course, everyone's on the internet. People are live streaming, and to help their service, they're limiting the live streaming to 720 instead of full HD. So, of course, Finding Father, we filmed it in full HD, and there's a link to the actual video in the description, and that video will be going live in 25 minutes time. And so that's the video that we would love you to share with your friends, your work colleagues, your family, with anyone you know. Why not with your pastor or other members of your congregation? And that's going to be in full HD, so you'll be able to enjoy it in full quality. And of course, we would have wished that we could do this live stream in full HD, but it's not possible with YouTube, how it's set up at the moment due to the crisis. So with all that said and done, we're very, very excited as Jews for Jesus Germany to present to you the film premiere of Finding Father. So enjoy it. This is a story about a young woman searching for her father. She had been separated from him ever since she had wandered away as a child. But now that she was an adult, she was determined to find her father and set things right. She just didn't know where to begin her search. One day, as she wandered through the city, she suddenly remembered something that her father had always told her before she'd wandered off. "If you call for me by my name, I'll always answer you." Now I'll be able to find him, she thought to herself. So she set off to start her search. But there was a problem. She couldn't remember her father's name. Was it Stephen? Jason? Tom? Ben? Then she had an idea. I'll just shout out different names and I'm sure my father will answer. After all, one name is as good as the next. All that really matters is that you're sincere, right? And the young woman was definitely sincere. How would she ever find him? Then she had another idea. I'll call him on the phone and ask him for his name and his address, and then I can go and visit him. Suddenly she remembered she didn't know her father's number. Never mind, she told herself. I'll just dial different numbers and I'm sure my father will answer. After all, one number is as good as the next. All that really matters is that you're sincere, right? And the young woman was definitely sincere. She'd looked on social media, on the internet, even in the newspaper, but she couldn't find him. But then one day she got a message from a man on social media. "I hear you're looking for your father," he wrote. "You won't believe this, but he's my father too. He always says the same thing your father said. If you call for me by my name, I'll always answer you. Shall I send you his details?" She was torn. It sounded too good to be true. This must be spam or a virus or something. Who are you? You don't even know me. I can find my father by myself and I don't need your help. Another day, she had a new idea. She decided to visit her father. She didn't know his name, she didn't have his phone number, and she didn't know his address. Never mind, she told herself. I'll just travel down different roads and knock on different doors, and I'm sure my father will answer. After all, one road is as good as the next. All that really matters is that you're sincere, right? And the young woman was definitely sincere. By now, the young woman was worn out looking for her father. She thought about the man who had sent her the message and what he said. She decided to ask him for the details. When she opened her messages, she was surprised to find a message waiting for her. It was from the man. It contained her father's name, her father's number, and her father's address. This story doesn't make sense. Why would the young woman call out random names, dial random numbers, and knock on random doors? Why wouldn't she receive her father's details from the stranger? She was definitely sincere, no doubt about that. But she was sincerely wrong. We are all very much like the young woman in the story. We've become separated from our Father, God, because of all the wrongdoing in our life, our sin. Even if we want to come back to Him, sometimes we just don't know how. But whatever we do, we have to come to Him on His terms, by knowing His name, His number, and His address. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. What will you do? Isn't it time that you also found your Father? So there we are, friends. That is Finding Father. We really hope that you enjoyed it, that you were challenged by it, and you were challenged to think about why it's so important that Jesus is exclusive, that Jesus says, I am the way, the truth, and the life, and no one comes to the Father except through me. In this world where we're constantly told you can do whatever you want, think whatever you want, believe whatever you want, we hope that this story, the silly story, if you will bring people to think that maybe that's not exactly how things are supposed to be. So please share the video. Don't share this premiere. But in the in the description to this premiere, just down below, there's actually a link to the Finding Father video in the correct resolution, in the high definition resolution, which will be available for people to view in about 15 minutes time. So if you'd like to, make sure you go and click on that and share that link with as many people as you can. Before we started the video, I suggested that you share it also with your pastor. Why? Well, sometimes pastors also need encouragement, and they need ways that they can encourage their congregations to do evangelism. So this is something very simple. It's something that we invested time and effort into, and all you have to do is then share it with your unbelieving friends. And we really hope that God will use it to touch people's hearts. So please go ahead and do that. Please leave a like on that video if you can, and please subscribe to the channel because that will help us immensely in our efforts here in Germany to bring the gospel to Jewish people. And by the way, if you're not aware, we're also on Facebook and on Instagram. So please make sure to check us out, get connected with us. Please email us. And if you're located in England or the US or any of countries like that, of course, please check out our English-speaking websites, jewsforjesus.org and jewsforjesus.org.uk. And there you will find lots of incredible content in English for you. We also have an English-speaking newsletter which we send out from Germany, and there's a link to sign up for that in the description. It's completely free, and it's got exciting stories of what we experience on a daily basis in our work, and of course theological articles and many other encouraging things. So thank you so much for joining us this evening. We wish you every blessing in this difficult Corona time. And we're just grateful for you. So stay safe, stay close to the Lord, and of course, starting this evening, Chag Shavuot Sameach, happy Shavuot or happy Pentecost. So God bless you, God be with you. Shalom, and see you next time.